Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rick's Blazin Takes. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. SimWorld, what it do is Rick Blaze coming to you on a Friday with Blazin Takes. I'm your host, Rick Blaze, and you know, this is the show. This is how I go. Let's get into it. Last night we had a phenomenal game against OGs against BOE, Beast of the East, and we was in for a treat. And we also had, before that, we had another game, APAC versus SES, Southeast Select. Both games were phenomenal games. Let's start with the first game, APAC and Southeast Select. I told you APAC was going to stay around. This was not going to be a blowout. This is going to be a game for all 4 quarters, and that's exactly what it was. At the end, Southeast Select just had a little bit more in the tank, and they made the timely plays when they needed them. Pearson went crazy. Trey Turner was solid. He wasn't crazy, but he was solid. But he got a lot of help from his guys last night, and that was big. And like again, shout out to APAC, man. They really against any other team, they might win this whole thing, to be honest with you. The way they've been playing against any other team tonight, they might would have won. But the better team won, Southeast Select. Pope stepped up big for them as well. So it was just a great game. The second game of the doubleheader was the OGs versus Beast of the East. A highly sought after game. People wanted to watch, people wanted to check for. I've been saying, because you've been hearing me saying, go back and check my receipts. I've been saying Coach Drayden is the most prepared coach in SimWorld. I've been saying it. Matter of fact, you don't have to go too far to remember the last time I said it. I said it on yesterday's episode. I've been saying it. And, his team showed it. Good game, great game by both teams. Great game by Coach Dodge. Again, this is one of those games where I don't think OGs did anything to lose it. I just think Beast went and took it. That's it. So I don't even have no knock on Coach Dodge's team. I don't have no knock on the OGs. They played hard. They played well. I can't even say they did nothing bad. Kamari Wall was balling. DJ did his thing. I mean, it was just an overall good game. Beast of the East just had just a little bit. They wanted it just a little bit more. And sometimes that happens. There's nothing to hold your head down about. Shout out to the OGs and Coach Dodge for a fantastic season. Now, I've called Beast of the East weeks ago. It was probably Beast of the East versus Showtime, but Showtime didn't make it to the dance. Showtime lost to the team that's playing against Beast of the East now. And our finale on Saturday. Right? Now, I've been saying, Coach Drayden, most prepared coach. I even mentioned his name in the thread for Coach of the Year. People start talking crazy. People start getting outlandish. They start getting beside themselves when I mentioned Coach Drayden's name for Coach of the Year. People gave me all kind of reasons and excuses and fumbles on why he shouldn't be Coach of the Year. But they forgot to mention the most important part. The young man wins ball games. They forgot to mention that part. I'm real disappointed because what you didn't tell the people is I win ball games, baby. My man win ball games. You going to blame that on the old coach too? People love to this man been coaching this team for a minute. Since he got on the team, he's added 3 or 4 new players when he got on the team. So this is not the same exact team he inherited. They are definitely marching to the beat of his drum right now in this part of the season. And he led his team to not 1, but 2, a couple of playoff wins, and he 1 win away from winning this whole thing. Y'all better put some respect on that guy name. It is what it is. Proof in the pudding. Ain't no proof better than winning, baby. And they ain't beat up on no anybody's. They beat up on the originators, a team that was number 1 in the league for most of the season. And the team that most of you guys were going back to the finals with. And the team that most of you guys picked their coach
for Coach of the Year. Coach Dodd was number 2. I'm just letting it out there. It was a close race between Coach Dodge and Coach Murray. Coach Murray won it by 6 votes. I'm sorry, 6 points. Coach Murray won it by 6 points. Very close. Coach Murray was first, Coach Dodge second. My man Drayton couldn't get on the list. He outside the door next to the bouncer. Can't get inside, can't get on the list. But he in the finals, he in the championship. Shout out to Coach Lee, who just go by his business quietly. I'd be remiss if I didn't give him credit. He's in the finals for the 2nd consecutive time. He was there in the alpha season, or the beta season, and he's there this year. That ain't a coincidence either, baby. He's getting it done. Now, I'm not going to sound like a homer. I could. I'm just going to mention something. If you go back to my old receipts, the BLAZIN Take show back in, I don't know, let's say February, when the season started. March, go back to March and see who I picked that was going to be in the finals. I dare you to go back to the March episode. This was before a season started. This was before a game was played. People was making predictions. The teams just got together. This after the summer leagues and all that. Before the season started. I think that's March. My month can be wrong, but the promise that I'm making and the what I'm telling you is fact. I had Southeast LA one of the scariest scenes in SimWorld. Now, I'm not finna go back there. I just want to make sure that, just in case you want to go back there and fact check me, boo. Now, I didn't think it was gonna look like this. I thought it was gonna be Trey Turner and Keandre Baldridge. Baldridge was one of the best players I saw at that summer league. I thought him and Trey Turner was gonna tear the league up. Honest to God. It ended up working out a little bit differently, but the result was the same. Southeast looks pretty good. So let me give Coach Lee his credit. Let me give Coach Drayton his flowers. And we're going to have a fantastic game on Saturday. On Saturday, it's going to be a fantastic game. It's going to be one for the edges. And it's going to be bragging rights. Coach Lee tired of being the bridesmaid, catching all those damn bouquets, and he never get no wife himself. He's trying to change all that. He's trying to get that dub. Coach Drayton is trying to cement himself and his name and his legacy, his early coaching legacy as one of the best in SimWorld He's trying to get that dub. Both players trying to get that dub. All players trying to get that dub. Both coaches trying to get that dub. Only one dub to get, baby. Can't wait to see it. Now, before I get out of here, man, I want to have a little fun. Here in SimWorld, the staff, we really competitive, and it's always fun. And we had a conversation about basketball a little while back. And so I had in my mind, I thought about who would I draft, like first overall in the SimWorld staff. Like I want to go over just real quick who are my top 5 draft picks for the SimWorld staff. Now, the SimWorld staff is kind of big. And a lot of names you guys don't know because they work behind the scenes. So I'm not going to mention their names in the draft, only because if I mention their names, you still not going to know who the hell I'm talking about. I don't have flashcards to show you. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to mention those, but let me give those guys a shout out. Your Davions and your Sams and your Moods and your that's why I hate saying names. I'm going to forget somebody. Jalen's, and I'm forgetting somebody else. I know I am. But when I forget you, I'm going to put you in a thread once it drops. Let me get a shout out to those guys on the back end because they work tirelessly 24/7 to make sure everything works out really, really nice for you guys. So I'm not going to mention their names because if I mention their names, you're not going to know who I'm talking about anyway. So I'm going to mention the guys you guys know. I'm talking about Marsh. I'm talking about Big Bob. I'm talking about E-Lob. I'm talking about B-Run. I'm talking about LOB. I'm talking about all the media guys. I'm talking about Siege. Talking about Yales. All the guys that you guys have daily contact with. Number 1 pick. Here I go. Now, of course, I'm the team captain because I'm the better player out of all these guys I'm about to mention. So I have to be the team captain, right? So, but my first pick, that will pick up first to run with me. I think I'm a surprise. Like my very first pick, I'm picking Big Bob. Is he the best player? Nope. But he's really big and he looks like he likes to throw elbows. And he looks like he can make really nice picks. I don't want to be a part of any of those things. I don't want to catch no elbow from Big Bob, and I don't get caught on none of his picks. So how do you keep that from happening to you? You pick the dude up yourself. Big Bob is my number 1 pick on my team. Big fella, set them picks, baby. Make them hurt. Set them picks and do like Keith Sweat said and make it last forever. Big Bob, number 1 pick. Number 2 pick, I will go with Yales for my second pick. Fun fact, I talk about the ugliest jump shots in SimWorld. As a matter of fact, Yells is number 3 on that list, his jump. So I have Brandon Smith number 1. I have Coach Murray number 2, and Yells is in fact number 3. He has a pretty ugly jump shot too. This is not hyperbole. I've seen it. He knows I've seen it. I mean, it goes in sometimes, but it's not pretty. It is not what you would teach your kids to do. So he's number 3 in the ugliest jump shot. I keep it 100. All right, but he's my number 2 pick. My number 3 pick, it's a toss up. It's a toss up. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with oh, man. I'm gonna go with Marsh. I feel like Marsh got a little rhythm. I feel like he can talk some trash. Like, you got to bring something to the table. I feel like Marsh got a little rhythm, so he can dribble a little bit. He might hit a layup or two. Man, he gonna miss a lot of them because I said he got a little bit of rhythm, so he gonna miss a lot of stuff. It's gonna be some whack stuff he's gonna do, but his trash talk is probably gonna be legendary out there, and you need that. I love a good trash talk. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fellow trash talker myself. I love a good smart aleck trash talker, especially those trash talkers whose trash talk is better than the actual game. I think that's Marsh to a T. So first, I got my number 1 pick. I got Big Bob, who's going to set all the picks for me, baby. And so I won't get hit with those picks. Number 2, I got Yells, who plays a little bit of offense. He's more of a defensive specialist. But he can do a little bit of rebounds. He can do a little bit of everything, but defense is where his calling card is. And then I got 3. I got Marsh, who's going to talk the ultimate trash. He's going to be as far as starting backcourt trash talkers, me and Marsh, oh, man, we the best in the league. Starting backcourt trash talkers? Me and Marsh as the starters? Oh, come on, bro. That's like Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. Like, we up there with them. We legendary status as far as strictly off talking smack from the backcourt position. Man, come on, man. You don't want them problems, bro. So I got Marsh at number 3. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Siege. I feel like Siege can make a jumper. I hope. And I'll be honest with you, I'm using a lot of discretionary reasoning behind this. I'm using a lot of what's the word I would use? A lot of generic thoughts behind this statement. I just assumed that he could probably shoot a smidge. If I pass him the ball and he's open, I just assume he can just he can knock down my 50%. That's just I don't know this to be fact. I assume he can knock down my 50%. I know what you guys think. Well, you can't say that because I know. Well, we're not going to say it because children listen to this too. But I just assume. Those who know. If you know, you know. I just assume he can hit open J. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, so he's number 4. Right now, my 5th guy, I got to go with E-Lava. My man, he's a sagey, cagey veteran. He probably forgot more about basketball than you guys have ever learned. You got to go with E-Lava, man. You got to go with E-Lava because I just feel like he that old man at the park, got the old man strength. And he's like the player and the coach, but he's really doing more coaching than playing. He's grabbing the dude's shirts and stuff. And yeah, so that's my team. That's my top 5. Shout out to those again. And I'm not gonna say we'll win the game, but we'll be the most entertaining team. That's my top 5, and that's all I got. Put in the Discord, man. When y'all talk about, let's cuss and discuss. If you could make your dream team using SimWorld staff, a combination of SimWorld staff and SimWorld players, what would your dream team look like? You got to have at least one SimWorld staff playing at one of those positions. You got more than one, but you have to have at least one. Give me your dream team of all SimWorld players only, no NBA players, SimWorld players only. Dream team of SimWorld players, current SimWorld players. Some of y'all gonna talk about people nobody even know. Current SimWorld players only, and you have to have one SimWorld staff member on the team. So you have the ones I picked at 5. You also have B-Run as a staff member. You also have Maestro as a staff member. Davion is in there For those who've had contact with Davion, Jalen gets in there every now. These guys, these names, Moose gets in there every now and again. Sam gets in there. These guys mainly are behind the scenes, but if you want to mention their names, cool. I want to see your lineups. Your starting lineup. You gotta have at least one SimWorld, at least one SimWorld staff member on your starting lineup. All right, put it in thread. This is gonna be interesting. See y'all later.
Daddy.